Virgo, welcome to your weekly reading for August the 22nd to the 28th. Let's get started here for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. See what messages we have for the week ahead. Keeping in mind these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone. So take the messages that do and check out your other placements because you may have messages there as well. Now, we are moving into Virgo season. So happy birthday to any Virgos celebrating a birthday this week. We're leaving Leo on the 22nd. So Virgo, let's see, what's the energy around your week ahead? We see the fork in the road and the Yang card coming out. So very interesting. You're at a fork in the road and it's like you're going to need to make a decision. You're going to have to take some action, make a decision. It's going to be a week of sort of trying to figure out which way to go with something. So bottom of the deck, we see to be fair. So this is a week of weighing things out and then making a choice and taking the action. Very clear. So you're weighing things out. You're really tapping into that masculine energy where you're going to make a decision. You're going to take action. You're sort of putting your focus on something and then you're going to do something about it. You know what I mean? Like you're not just going to think about it and then put it away and think about it some more and put it away. It's like this week is decision week. You're going to need to pick which way you're going to go with something. And it's almost like you're at a fork in the road. You have to make a decision and you're needing to tap into that masculine yang energy to be decisive, to be sort of action oriented, and to almost be in your mind, to be balanced with this to be fair card so that you can be strategic with your choices, and not in a manipulative way, but to be strategic in the sense of like being adaptable and flexible so that you can make choices and take an action. So you don't want to be rigid this week. You don't want to be stubborn this week. You don't want to be limited this week. You need to sort of be open to look at things as they are and then make a choice and take an action. Very interesting, Virgo. Let's see what the tarot cards will reveal for you, my friends. Let's see. First card out is Temperance. So you're going to have to be patient and balanced. You're going to almost have to appreciate the fact that things take time to move. So be patient, be connected to the now, stay grounded, and yet also have this sort of connection to your inner self so that you're staying connected in the moment, you're being patient, you're not rushing things, you're being strategic, right? And you're being flexible and adaptable, and you're also needing to take action. So this is a very focused week for you. Staying grounded, staying focused. You got the Ace of Cups coming out in reverse. Let's get your other cards for this row. Ace of Pentacles is upright. You have an opportunity here. And the Ten of Swords. So you have an opportunity and it's like it's coming with an ending. And we've got the King of Swords on the bottom of the deck, the ultimate strategic thinker who can be adaptable and flexible and able to sort of clear things so that he can make choices. This is very interesting. You got the Death card in reverse. So you might be, I really feel like there's an ending here somewhere, Virgo, that you may need to accept and not lie to yourself about it and not even worry about having a conversation about it about this ending. It's almost like you may just need, like I was saying, you might need to be flexible and adaptable. You might need to accept this ending so that you can move on. Seeing the Ace of Cups in reverse can sort of be a signal that we need to add love here. We need to add self-love. We need to add love and nurturing where we are sort of repressing emotions and not being open with our emotions, you know, like there may need to be something more loving here, something that will open your heart again. And it's interesting. I feel like there's a transformation in these cards coming through that you're resisting. You know something to be true already, and it got you with that 10 of Swords. You've been hurt by something, and it felt like it came out of nowhere. As far as you're concerned, this came out of nowhere, and suddenly I'm laying on the ground with 10 swords in my back, right? And it's interesting. I think that there's a resistance to see this for what it is, and that something has ended. There's a cycle that ended, and it ended in a painful way for you. And you're resisting that ending with this death card that's in the center of your reading. You're sort of resisting that ending, and you might be clinging to the past a little bit here. And it's usually, I find that we tend to cling to these past stories because there's an emotional attachment. There's an emotional attachment. There's something about that connection that we just don't want to let go of it, even though it hurt us, even though there's been suffering, even though there's been realization. That is even more profound, right? Like there's been a painful ending here, and we're denying that ending because we don't want to accept it. We're denying it, right? We don't want it to be what it appears to be. And there's that fork in the road that we talked about. So it's sort of like you've got this thing happening here where you're going to need to make a decision about what to do next. And there is conflict. There might be something that's not fair, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And there's almost this energy here of something deceitful going on, and that there's actually no winner here. No one is winning. The person who hurt you is also hurt. You know what I mean? Like seeing that 5 of Swords in reverse really tells me that nobody won. This is a moment of defeat for everybody involved. And it could involve someone who is an earth sign. I feel like you could have an earth sign involved here, and you might have a new beginning if you can sort of release this past story that you have a bit of an emotional attachment to, you know, and that happens when we've been involved in a situation for a long time. We get attached, and it's almost like there's a lesson here to learn. When I see the Page of Pentacles here on the bottom of the deck in reverse, kind of tells me that you have the opportunity to learn from this situation, because something happened to shift a dynamic here that felt very stable and nurturing, and now it's not. Now it's not. And it's interesting. I feel like the Chariot on the bottom of the reading here is saying you have the opportunity to sort of rise above this and to move on. You know, to get in your chariot and move on. You have the opportunity to be determined and to take sort of this other path, but you have to use your will, which is really the strength of this divine masculine energy that you got in the beginning of your reading, is that you almost need to use your will. You have to exercise your willpower to sort of move through this towards this Ace of Pentacles. And you're going to get there by really nurturing yourself and loving yourself and being patient. This whole reading started with that Temperance card, which is a lesson that we learn as we start to surrender to things we can't change. The Temperance card comes right after the Death card in tarot. So the lessons we learn from transformation lead us to be more sort of balanced with our energies, the masculine, the feminine, sort of coming together to create a harmonious moderation. This idea that things move in the timing that they move in, and there are things we can't control that we must accept and surrender to. And resisting this just makes us feel stuck. So it's an interesting reading for you this week, Virgo. I feel like you're moving through a transformative event that's going to bring you to a place where you must learn the lesson of temperance, patience, harmony, balance, and purpose. There was purpose in this ending, and it's being revealed to you if you're willing to sort of open your heart to receive that lesson, and also to be flexible mentally to see things as they are and to accept them as they are. Wow, very interesting. Very interesting. Let's see what your final guidance is here, Virgo. Sun, Moon, and Rising. Final message for this reading. Be bold. I was going to say be mold. Be bold and make the first move. There's something, there's an action here. You're at the fork in the road. Bottom of the deck is look at the bigger picture. Don't focus solely on the hurt. Try to understand what the lesson was in this situation, because it's going to be transformative, and I think it's going to move you into a new timeline with this Ace of Pentacles. And you may have to really look at the bigger picture here and make adjustments to be flexible and to sort of accept the things that you can't change, right? Without the need to sort of try to change things that you can't change, because sometimes that can lead us down the path of manipulating things. And that's not, I think that's why you're being guided to sort of see that this is a moment of nobody's winning here. Nobody won. You didn't lose and someone won. Nothing. Both parties, I think, whoever your other person is in this situation, they also are learning a lesson through this. It's also teaching them something. So it's very interesting. Looking at the bigger picture can sometimes show us how life is really just a metaphor for lessons to teach us who we are in certain situations. And I think that's what's happening here. So you need to sort of up the self-love here and release any resistance you have to things that are shifting. Let them shift, I'm going to leave it at that for you, Virgo. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I hope it's been helpful, and I'm sending you so much love and light, my friends. Take care. We'll see you again soon for another reading.